Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching WION World is One. My name is Diksha Bisla and this is Speed News. Let's get started. US President Donald Trump signed into law legislation requiring the release of government records on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Trump announced on social media that he had signed the bill, foregoing any media spectacle of the event. US Attorney General Mamdani says Justice Department will ensure maximum transparency in the investigation. Passage of the Epstein Files Transparency Act earlier in Congress marked a moment of deep emotional resonance, with abuse survivors filling the House gallery as the vote was called, hugging and cheering when it passed. It was a sharp rebuke of Trump and his ally, House Speaker Mike Johnson, who had led efforts to prevent disclosure. US President Donald Trump said he will host New York's mayor-elect Zoran Mamdani for a meeting on Friday after fiercely attacking the 34-year-old self-described democratic socialist during his recent campaign. While Trump, while repeating his false claim that Mamdani is a communist, said on his Truth Social platform that the meeting will take place at the Oval Office on Friday, which is November 21st. Speaking at the US-Saudi Investment Forum, tech billionaire Elon Musk made some bold predictions regarding the societal impact of artificial intelligence and humanoid robots, claiming that within 10 to 20 years, work will become optional for humans, monetary currency will be irrelevant, and poverty will be eliminated. Musk specifically touted his company, Tesla's role in creating the first useful humanoid robot, which he envisions as a revolutionary way to make everyone wealthy. The optimistic view contrasted with remarks from NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, who predicted that AI would primarily make people like him busier and more productive by facilitating more ideas. Melania Trump and Usha completed their first joint trip, visiting Marine Corps members and their relatives at Camp Irwin and Marine Corps Air Station New River in North Carolina to salute military families ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday. The First Lady called military spouses and children the quiet strength of the nation, while Second Lady Usha Vance, whose husband J.D. Vance is a former Marine, told a cheering audience of over 1,000 uniformed Marines that military families are truly a model for the country and her family. The wives of the President and Vice President visited schools and emphasized their appreciation for military service and sacrifice. The UK Defence Ministry has released images of the Russian spy ship Yantar, which entered UK waters between 5th to 11th of this November, allegedly targeting monitoring pilots with lasers and sparking concerns over its activities. Britain has warned that military options are ready if the vessel poses a threat, with Defence Secretary John Healey stating that directing lasers at RAF pilots was deeply dangerous. Israeli airstrikes have killed at least 27 people across the Gaza Strip, with officials reporting 14 fatalities in Gaza City and 13 in Khan Yunis. Officials in Gaza said that Israeli airstrikes hit both the north and south of the Strip on Wednesday. Israel stated it launched the strikes in response to alleged gunfire from Hamas militants targeting Israeli troops in the south. Hamas denied the Israeli claims, instead condemning the attacks as a dangerous escalation. Mexican authorities have arrested a suspect allegedly involved in the killings of Uruapan Mayor Carlos Manzo, who was gunned down on November 1st. The suspect, identified as Jorge Armando N., is linked to the Jalisco New Generation cartel and was arrested on Tuesday afternoon. Hanzo was gunned down the night of November 1st in front of dozens of people gathered for Day of the Dead festivities. Investigators found messages on the cell phones of the two men who were killed after the assassination, revealing the planning of the attack. The killing has led to renewed pressure on President Claudia Sheinbaum to adjust her security strategy, prompting the announcement of Plan Mishwakan, which includes deploying 10,000 troops to the state. Protesters in Kyoto, Japan have condemned Prime Minister Sane Takaichi's remarks on Taiwan, calling them provocative and dangerous. Demonstrators gathered at Kyoto City Hall demanding she retract her statements, citing concerns over militarization and the risk of conflict. Japanese Prime Minister Sane Takaichi sparked a diplomatic row with China by stating that a Chinese attack on Taiwan, including a naval blockade, could be considered a survival-threatening situation for Japan, potentially triggering a military response under collective self-defense. The South Korean ferry ran aground on an uninhabited island off the country's southwestern coast while travelling from Jeju Islands to Mokpo. All 267 passengers and crew members were safely rescued, with only 5 people suffering minor injuries. Authorities suspect human error may be to blame, with the Coast Guard Commissioner stating that preliminary assessments suggest the accident was likely caused by crew errors. An investigation is ongoing to determine the exact cause of the incident. In Argentina, retirees and social organizations took to the streets to protest President Javier Milei's labor reforms and ties with Donald Trump and the IMF. The demonstration, led by left-wing parties and unions, demanded changes to labor, tax and pension laws. Security forces deployed barriers to prevent road closures. Protesters urged a general strike to stop the government's reform package, citing concerns over workers' rights and foreign influence. The US has greenlit a possible $45.7 million sale of the Javelin missile system to India, a move that's aimed at bolstering the country's strategic partnership. This deal is part of a larger $93 million package that also includes Excalibur precision-guided artillery projectiles worth $47.1 million. The Defense Security Cooperation Agency notified Congress, stating the sale will enhance India's defense capabilities and support US foreign policy objectives in the region. In India, Nitish Kumar is set to take oath as Bihar's Chief Minister for a record 10th time today. Following the National Democratic Alliance's landslide victory in the state assembly elections, the NDA secured 202 seats out of the 243, with the BJP winning 89 seats and JDU winning 85 seats. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Home Minister Amit Shah and several other top leaders are expected to attend the swearing-in ceremony at Patna's iconic Gandhi Maidan. NSA has released new images of 3I Atlas, an interstellar comet that's making a rare visit to our solar system. The comet was first spotted in July by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System telescope in Chile, and since then, NASA scientists have been tracking its trajectory. It's only the third confirmed object ever observed to have originated from another star system. This fleeting cosmic visitor zipped harmlessly past Mars last month, and the comet is currently 307 million kilometers from Earth and will make its closest approach in mid-December. It's visible from Earth in the pre-dawn sky with binoculars or a telescope. Indonesia's Semeru volcano erupted, spewing ash clouds as high as 2 kilometers above its peak, prompting the country's volcanology agency to raise the alert level to the highest. The agency warned residents to keep a safe distance of 2.5 kilometers away due to the risk of hot ash clouds, lava flows and pyroclastic flows. Authorities have prohibited people from entering within a 12-mile radius of the volcano. Semeru, more than 12,000 feet high, is one of Indonesia's nearly 130 active volcanoes. Indonesia straddles the Pacific Ring of Fire, a highly seismically active zone with different plates on the Earth's crust meet and create a large number of earthquakes and volcanoes. Yann LeCun, one of the founding members of modern artificial intelligence and a pivotal force at Meta Platforms, announced his plans to leave the company at the end of the year to launch a new AI startup. Well, LeCun has been a key part of Meta's artificial intelligence ambitions for more than a decade now. He joined the company in 2013 to create Facebook AI Research, or FAIR, an in-house lab that helped transform Meta into one of the AI leaders. Over 12 years, he served 5 years as FAIR's founding director and 7 years as the company's chief AI scientist, guiding breakthroughs in deep learning, computer vision, and large-scale language modeling. An AI-powered humanoid robot performed for Russian President Vladimir Putin at a Sberbank exhibition showcasing the bank's technological advances. The robot introduced itself and danced to its favorite track, prompting Putin to call the performance very beautiful. Well, Sberbank said that robot software will be constantly upgraded and it may perform physical tasks as part of the pilot project. The event follows a recent Moscow showcase where another AI robot, Idol, fell during its demonstration. Warner Music Group has settled a copyright infringement case with artificial intelligence company WION and will jointly launch a new platform for song creation in 2026. The new subscription service, which will be powered by AI models trained on licensed and authorized songs, enables new revenue streams for the artists and songwriters while protecting their work. Universal Music Group has also settled a similar copyright case with WION last month. The deal came at a time when a surge in AI-generated tracks had triggered some platforms like Deezer to clearly mark AI-generated music due to ethical and copyright concerns. Asian semiconductor stocks jumped sharply on Thursday after Nvidia reported stronger than expected quarterly earnings and issued a bullish sales outlook. Investors cheered the tech giant's upside, pushing up shares of suppliers and AI-exposed chip makers across South Korea, Taiwan, and Japan. The surge reflected renewed optimism in the demand for high-performance AI chips and data center expansions. Korea's Kospi Semiconductor Index rose nearly 2%, while Taiwan's TAIEX chip stocks jumped over 3%. Japan's tech shares saw significant gains, and the broader market indices across the Asia-Pacific region also surged. Market analysts note that Nvidia's results have provided a clear signal on AI infrastructure demand, reviving interest in the semiconductor sector despite the recent volatility. Oil prices rebounded on Thursday, with Brent crude trading below $64 and US oil near $59.50 a barrel after the earlier losses. While traders are watching a fast-approaching US deadline to wind down operations with major Russian oil firms, including Rosneft and Lukoil, which could tighten global supply. The move was also supported by reports of US diplomatic efforts to advance a Ukraine peace framework, heightening market sensitivity to supply risks. Analysts say that volatility is likely to continue as investors balance sanctions' impact against broader demand trends and OPEC Plus production strategies. Markets remain alert to upcoming inventory data, geopolitical developments, and policy announcements that could drive short-term price swings in the energy complex. UK consumer confidence fell sharply in November, the British Retail Consortium said, as households grew anxious over potential tax hikes and spending measures ahead of Chancellor Rachel Reeves's upcoming budget. The BRC opinion survey showed economic expectations for the next 3 months dropped from minus 35 in October to minus 44, while personal finance sentiment also slipped. Retailers warned the weak confidence could hit spending during the crucial Christmas period, pressuring sales and the broader economy. Analysts say households are strained by higher energy costs and persistent inflation, making shoppers more cautious. Markets and policies will be watched closely for signals on how the government plans to support consumers. India's run at the Fight World Cup in Goa has come to an end. Arjun Erigesi, the last remaining Indian in the tournament, was knocked out in the quarter-finals after a tough rapid tie-break against China's Wei Yi. Erigesi fought hard through the classical games, but games ended in draw, pushing their quarter-final into the rapid tie-breaks. In the first rapid game, Erigesi showed superb defense, surviving a lost position to salvage a draw with the black pieces. But in the second game, there was no escape. The Indian Grandmaster lost in 79 moves. Author J.K. Rowling made her first official visit to the set of the new HBO Harry Potter TV series this week. As filming continues across the UK, the series, which began production in July, is a long-form adaptation intended to dedicate a season to each of the 7 books. Rowling, who serves as an executive producer, spent time reviewing sets and meeting with the team, confirming her deep involvement behind the scenes. Production on the third film in the modernized Jumanji franchise is officially underway, with the first look from the set revealing that the video game avatars have made it to the real world. The photo released by the studio features Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillan and Jack Black back in costume. The untitled sequence, which is set for release on December 11, 2026, will be the final installment in the series. Celebrated Iranian filmmaker Jafar Panahi is embarking on his first ever US promotional tour for his Palme d'Or winning and French Oscar entry, It Was Just an Accident. The tour follows the director's recent arrival in the United States for the New York Film Festival, which was initially delayed by visa issues. Panahi, who filmed the feature secretly in Iran and has faced imprisonment for his work, will participate in a bi-coastal Q&A tour coinciding with his film's general release. The highly acclaimed movie, which explores themes of justice and trauma, has been praised as one of the most significant releases of 2025. Mick Jagger made a surprise return to his old school, Dartford Grammar School, to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Mike Jagger Centre. The Rolling Stones frontman met with current students and presented a trophy to the basketball team, a sport that he used to play during his school days. He also paid tribute to the music teachers, emphasizing the importance of the arts in self-expression and community building. The Mick Jagger Centre, which the rock legend helped open in 2000, provides weekly music tuitions to over 1,000 local children through his funded Red Rooster project. There you go. Uma Das Gupta, the former child actor who gave an unforgettable face of the free-spirited child Durga in Satyajit Ray's cinematic masterpiece, Pathar Panchali, passed away at a private hospital in Kolkata. She was 84 and had reportedly been battling cancer for several years now. Das Gupta's portrayal of Durga, the older sister to Apu, cemented her place in film history. When Pathar Panchali earned global acclaim and became a landmark of world cinema, Das Gupta chose a path away from the limelight. And with that, it's time for a very short break. Stay tuned, you're watching WION World is One.